Hello everyone, and welcome to this first Women's Circle and Ritual of the Zodiac year. Welcome to those that are here for the first time, and of course to the beautiful women that have been accompanying this journey for the last year. Thank you everyone, thank you all for your beautiful support, and I'm glad that you can be here and be in this circle with us. And why is it the first circle of the zodiac year? Well, some of you guys know that the zodiac starts on the sign of Aries, and Aries begins the sun begins its transit through Aries on around March 21st usually, which is the day of the equinox. So on the equinox we started this new year, this new zodiac year. So happy new year to those that I haven't seen or talked to before, and of course happy full moon in Libra to all of you, and thank you so much for being here. Now, first, we want to have our space ready. We want to have some kind of altar, for this ritual, for this ceremony that we are celebrating today, for this energy portal, which is the full moon. If you don't have this ready, don't worry. Just you can stop this video and then go in the description below. I'm going to leave a link about how to prepare your space and your altar. For those that have watched this video before, let's continue. And we have the first thing we usually do is open this circle. So we're going to open this virtual circle, really feeling the presence of our sisters around the world. And let's hold our candle. So we have a candle for our altar, and we're going to hold this candle. We're going to hold this candle really close to our heart center, right in the middle of our chest. And as we feel the presence of our sisters, as we feel the energy, the strength of this circle, of our sisterhood, the strength of this portal, we're going to direct all of our energy, all of this beautiful light that we carry inside, we're going to direct it towards this candle. And begin by thanking, by being grateful. Great Mother, Great Father, Great Spirit, we thank you for our lives. We thank you for our families. We thank you for the opportunity to be here, to learn from each other, to teach each other. We thank you for this platform, for being able to be together in this way, without thinking of the distance, and focusing our energy in helping each other, in supporting each other, supporting this sisterhood. We want to thank you for the air that we breathe, for the moon, for the sun, for the stars, for all the plants, for all the animals that roam the earth, for those that fly in the sky, for the ones that swim in the deep waters. All of these beautiful creations that we get to experience somehow every day. We experience their energy. Thank you for this earth that supports us, that grounds us, that fills us with energy, with love, that nurtures us. And thank you for all the beautiful things that come to each one of our minds. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We ask for your presence and guidance in this circle. We ask for your blessings, and we thank you for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom. Aho. And now we're going to light this candle, and we can leave it in the center of our altar. Okay. Now, accompany that by this sacred fire, which will stay lit even after our circle. If you have a big candle, you can turn it off when you're going to sleep, but then every time that you find that you're able to start it again, then remember your prayer and just start this light, so that all of these prayers, all of these thoughts, all of these processes that we live here can go up to the Creator. All right. Well, as always, I am very excited about this first full moon of the year. First of all, let's review some things that are quite important to understand about this portal. So, about the full moon portal, what we want to think about during the full moon is that it is a time when the sun is shining all its light in that side of the moon that we get to see from the earth. And so we can see all of her beautiful face, right? And what can we see when we have so much light, right? Imagine if we had this bright light in front of us, so you get to see all of us, even our flaws, every single little detail, right? And we get to see also something very important, which is a very dark shadow, right? If we turn around, we're going to see shadow. We're going to see a lot of light, and we're going to see shadow. And that's the game of that full moon, right? It's always try to find the balance between those two. Also, being able to dive deep into our own shadow and see what are the things that we are ready to release, those things that we recognize. And this is a beautiful process that never ends. We are always being reminded of the things that we need to work on. And it's not about alerts or other people telling us what we promised, but really the whole universe, every single experience around us reminds us, okay, so this is happening again. Why? Right? And stop looking outside for answers, but look inside. And for us women, we really need this kind of spaces. We need to have a time when we can come on our own and go to our center and really understand the processes that we go through, so that we can continue this, that we can accelerate these beautiful processes, but also that we can visualize clearly our dreams. For me, it's really important, this part, and I always talk about it. If we have a north, then it doesn't matter how the road is. We know where we are going, and it's important that we understand that our dreams can be our north. That if we decide that this can be, right? I cannot tell you what is true or what is not. I can share with you what is true for me, what I have decided that is true for me, what works for me. And really what I can say is that you can decide what works for you. You can decide what your truth is, because really, who knows what the truth is, right? So it's beautiful that we can create our world, and we can create our truth as well. So when we think about our dreams, our deepest desires, those that when we think about them, happening, being a reality, we get so excited, so happy, and we can write them down. Sometimes it's not about all of the details, really, but it's about the feeling that we get. What it is, that feeling that I get, what it is that I'm looking for. Is it happiness, excitement, peace, calm? But even beyond that, how does it feel inside of myself, in my body, right? Like really, really physically, how do I feel that? And this is what we want to recreate. This is what we are looking for. That's what our dreams mean. Now, when we really understand, from that that inside, that center of ourselves, when we really understand that this is what we want to go for, then it's very clear what our north is. And it's important actually to write it down. It's like being in a restaurant and like having 3 or 4 friends at the table, and everybody's ordering, and some are making changes and ordering drinks and this and that, and the waiter or the waitress is not taking note, and you're like, why? It's exactly the same. We sometimes forget, even if we are really good at remembering things, we sometimes forget our own dreams, which should be the most important. But socially, really, like what we have learned from family, from friends, from school, from other places, from TV, is the opposite, right? That this is not really what we need to center on, but we may center on creating this economical abundance, and having the car, and having the home, and having this and that, like certain things that are kind of like the box for everyone, right? And this is not necessarily us. We may want different things. We may want some things that not everybody would, right? But it's important that this is clear for us, so that we can continue our path, learning the lessons that we need in order to create this reality, in order to materialize these dreams, right? So the moon gives us a beautiful opportunity to do this, because she, as the sun transits, the moon does as well through the zodiac wheel. And so in the different times of her cycles, which are also a big, beautiful teaching moment for us, right, to understand these cycles, there are also 2 very, very, very important and powerful energy portals, which are the full moon and the new moon. Right? Today we are celebrating the full moon, and this energy portal, it's all about release, right? When we use these different portals, and we understand where are they in the zodiac wheel, right? We can understand also what the energy is all about, so that we can use it properly. Right? We can allow this energy to just push and pull us, right? And just without understanding anything. But if we have the knowledge, which can be very simple, just like a few details that can really change the way we are looking at things, and then we can really harvest that energy. And the beautiful thing about the moon is that she gives us a couple of opportunities to work with that energy. One is during the new moon, which brings about all of these changes, all of this newness, birth of new projects, of new ideas, things that we want to create. And then also we have full moons in the working with the same energy, right? Around 6 months apart, something like that. And we can work during the full moon portals in releasing the energy that is related to this, the things that we are ready to let go, the things that we no longer need in our lives. And that's what we are doing today. So, first of all, I would like for us to honor our ancestors. So just take a moment to introduce yourself to this circle, to this sacred space. And so give us your full name, and just think about the reason why you're here. All right, so I'm going to give you an example. My name is Lilian Andrea Mejia Salgado Gordon Masuera. I am the daughter of Jorge Eliezer Mejia Gordon and Neila Mari Salgado Masuera. I am here because this is my calling, because I feel the need for each one of these moments. I feel the need to connect to these beautiful women, to learn from them, to share the little knowledge that I may have. I am very, very, very grateful for this moment, for all of you. And with this, I complete myself. All right, so each one of you can do the same. And after we do this, we are going to start talking a little bit about the energy that we are working with during this full moon. All right, so we were talking earlier that we have the sun and the moon opposite to each other because the sun is shining on the moon, right? And what this causes is two energies, two primal sky beings that are pulling to different sides of the zodiac wheel, right? In this case, we have the moon on Aries. We have the sun on Aries, and we have the moon transiting Libra, which is right in front of Aries. And this means that we are working with these two energies. The first one is Aries, where the sun is shining bright. This is the energy that we are kind of working with throughout this cycle, throughout the Aries season, from March 21st into April around 20th, right? So what's been happening probably, this is all about this energy pulls us to think about ourselves, how we see ourselves, right? I am who I am, right? And what do I think about myself, right? This is actually the most important. How do I see myself? And then we get on the other side, and of course, being the first sign of the zodiac, it's a sign of change, right? To start new things and to bring about big changes. Then we have Libra, and Libra, it's a sign about balance, of course, right? Libra is the scale, so always finding this balance. And when we talk about a full moon, and having these two energies pulling, each way, we want to find that balance. Actually, that's what we want to do during the full moon. Create a bridge, right? Find that bridge between these two energies. So we want to find the bridge between the energy of Aries and the energy of Libra to figure out where to focus on tonight, right? And what happens is that I feel that we tend to criticize ourselves pretty harshly. We know exactly what we are not good at. We know exactly what we haven't been able to do up until now. We know exactly what mistakes we keep making. and we can be very harsh to ourselves when we talk to ourselves, right? Aries is a very masculine sign, right? Because is the Mars is the god of war, and it's all this very masculine energy, and it's fire, right? This is our inside fire, right? Burning bright. And then we have that Libra energy, which is all about this balance, right? But it carries an energy that is more feminine, right? So it's talking about maybe right now about that balance between the feminine and the masculine. How is this balance within me? Why am I closing myself to new experiences because I feel I should be this way or the other? And then we talk about being also Aries being a fire sign, right? This inside fire. And then Libra, it's an air sign, which is all up here, right, in the mind. Now, when we judge ourselves, when we think of ourselves in this way, there may be some things that we consider are truth, but what happens as long as we think, as long as we give them the power of being truth, they will be, right? So what we want to see really is from that harshness, from that judgment, what is it that we can really rescue? Okay, so let's think about something that has come up for you in the past, right? In the past days, whatever comes to you, first thing that comes to you when you have talked in this way to yourself, right? And just think about the situation, right? And now imagine that this happened to your best friend or to your sister that you love so much. So she comes to you and she tells you about this, talking about herself in this way. And what would you say, right? We may be very good at giving advice, right, to others. We may have heard this before because, yes, we are women. We are so intuitive, right? And it's so easy when we are doing it for somebody else. But it can be real hard when we want to do it for ourselves. But this is the work. This is what we need to be doing. And if it's easy, if you find that it's easier for you to help a friend, just think about yourself as a friend. What would you say to a friend that comes with this situation, right? And you are going to be kind and you are going to be loving, and this is what we need. So when we can be kind and loving and understand where these things come from and understand that these are lessons, right, that we need to learn, and what is this showing me, right? Because it's not just the situation, but what is this showing me? What am I believing about myself that can be limiting for my experience, for for me to make my dreams a reality? So once we know that, we should write it down. Okay, so anything that comes to you in this moment, you can pause this video and just take some time to think about what comes to you in this moment. All of these moments in these past few days that have been so strong about how we feel about ourselves, who we are, right? How we present ourselves, and just imagine that this is your friend coming. How would you react to this experience of her? And I want you to do this with anything that comes to your mind, and just write down maybe what this means, why you think your friend should be kind to herself. Like what can be your suggestion, and we're gonna just write it down here in a piece of paper. Right now, when you're done with this, you can play back the video, and we're gonna read those things. And it may talk to you about about self-love, about confidence, about bravery. It may talk to you about many things that can be continuously appearing in your life. So we're going to pay attention to this. And what we are going to do today is we're going to release those beliefs that we have about ourselves. So why were we being so harsh? Why were we being so harsh on ourselves earlier, right before these past days? Why are we telling ourselves these specific things? And what we want to go deep into is what it is that we believe about ourselves, what it is that we believe about others, because what we believe about others really tells us a lot about what we believe about ourselves. And so why in this situation we feel that we are not up to this task? Why? Okay, I'm gonna stop the dog. All right, coming back without dog. Why do we believe these things about ourselves, right? So there is underlying belief there. Where does it come from? Maybe our mom made us, in some way through her actions or through something she said, or our father, our teacher, our friend, our siblings, whoever, But this is no longer as children. This is no longer us really looking at the world through others' eyes, through others' experience, but this is our own experience. And what we find in our experience can be quite different to what we learned in the past. We may see that our result for certain things are different that we've heard before from people, that mark our lives. And this is the opportunity that we want to give ourselves with everything, because we want to know that there is a way out there, that even if I make the same mistakes as my father or my teacher or my sister or my brother or my friend, I can get different results. And how that can be? Well, because we are just focusing on it differently, because we want to learn from each one of those experiences, because we know that every time that we learn a new lesson, it takes us further, and it takes us closer to our dream, to that north, right? And as long as we follow our heart, as long as we follow our intuition, then we are good. Okay, so now that we have some clarity about those things that we think about ourselves, so what happens? what we need to bring in here, what we need to bring from this Aries energy, is a little bit of the Libra mind, right? And in this way, make a little bridge. And what do we want to know from this? Why do we want to bring the mind into all this that feels like so really like coming from our gut, right? Because it is important that we process all of these feelings through the mind. So what is that underlying belief that only if we bring in the mind, we can tell really what it is. And we are definitely connected to that belief, so it's gonna come out in some way or another. And once it does, we need to just store it, just write it down, see it. What is it that can be opposite to it? What is it that can be more helpful to you, to your experience, to your dream, right? And we're going to make that into an affirmation. Okay, so you want to write down your affirmation in your journal, if possible. You want to write down your affirmation. You want to know what it is that we want to tell ourselves every day. Maybe 2, 3, who knows, 4 affirmations. And it's important that we do tell these to ourselves every single day, that we try to take advantage of these around 7 days of this beautiful energy that's helping us release all of that and opening the space so that we can bring in these new beliefs, these affirmations that we've created, right? And so we're going to do whatever it takes to say these affirmations, to repeat them during the day at least 3-5 times. Let's go for 5 times. And you can maybe do post-its on the bathroom. Maybe you want to do some alarms on your phone. Whatever works for you. You know this. And let's do 7 days of these affirmations, and let's work with this beautiful energy and release those beliefs that no longer serve us. And not only release, which is what the moon will help us do during this circle and during our ritual, but also for that space that is open, to also bring in those new beliefs that we know are better for us, that are gonna bring better, more fruits. Now, we're going to just go ahead and work on a little meditation, right? Just to get ourselves in the right energy so that we can start our ritual. So before when on the invitation, I have added the things that we need for our ritual. In case you don't have them, so you can pause the video and you can go and get some toilet paper. You're gonna need a pen, right? You're gonna need some fire, and you can use the candle from the altar. And you're gonna need any type of a bowl, anything that can work to burn something inside. A ceramic bowl or plate will be fine. All right. So first of all, we're going to sit up in a comfortable position. Make sure that your spine is straight, so bring your pelvis to the front a little bit and really open your shoulders. We're gonna start breathing very slowly, just focusing on that breath. As we do this, we're gonna start breathing in 4 times. So we're gonna inhale very slowly, and then we're gonna hold that breath. as long as we can, and then we exhale slowly and release all that air. And then the fourth moment is when we stay without any air, and just there for a minute, and then we start all over again. And I'm going to ask you to just focus on this light that comes inside of you every time that you breathe this air in. This light carries all the love of your mother and your father, from their mother earth, from Father Creator. This carries all the love from the plants, from all the sentient beings, from your sisters. And we're gonna see how that light comes inside of us and really fills up our lungs, and then we release that, and the light is just melts out of us, and it takes with her all of the things that we may not need at this moment. As we hold our breath without any air, because we can see this, we can truly focus on how everything is melting just outside of ourselves. We're gonna allow anything, any tension that we may have, any problem that we may have had today, earlier, to just be released, to just be melted by this breath, by this energy, by this light. As we bring in that air, see how it comes in, and it's not just your lungs, but your whole body is expanding. There is no room for anything to hold on to, and as you exhale, you release all of this. Everything just melts away. Just observe as you hold your breath, and then inhale again. And keep doing this at your own pace. And just focus on this light. Focus on how it works through you. How you're connected in this way to the cycles of the earth, to the cycles of your mother, to the cycles of the sun, of the sky beings. Allowing things to begin like this, the spring, and then seeing them grow like the summer with the sun shining, and then releasing like the trees in the fall, and then going back in really deep inside yourself like the birds in the winter. And once again, you inhale. Let it melt. Just release the air really slowly, just like it's melting. Just observe this beautiful feeling, how you feel lighter. Now we're going to focus in our heart, this right here in the center of our chest. We're gonna see a beautiful light there. Wow, it's really wonderful. We may see a flame, we may see a beautiful flower, and as we inhale and as we bring this light in, this flower or this fire is just growing and growing. It fills us with so much beauty, with love. We feel so light as this light grows. And now, in this light, all surrounded by this light grows as big as the whole room where we are right now. It travels through the universe. It touches everything and everyone. It's part of everything and everyone. It's that peace of God that we all carry inside. We're going to allow this feeling to really sink in. Feel it all through your body. Feel it in your skin. Feel it in your root chakra, really connecting to this earth. Feel it in your feet. Feel it at the top of your head. Like a light beam that travels through the universe to the center of the heart of our Father Creator. Feel how your root chakra, right where you're sitting, grows like roots, grows deep into the earth and touches the heart of our Mother. Feel this connection and breathe in this connection, this love from our Mother and Father, and then breathe out and share your beautiful energy, your flower, your flame with Mother and Father. Now, keeping this connection, keeping this feeling, we're going to start coming back into ourselves, and we're going to move a little bit, our fingers, our toes, maybe stretch a little bit, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for accompanying us in this meditation, and let's think about how we felt. Really are you still feeling it? Right? How did you feel during this meditation? What came up to you? If you need to write it down, go ahead and take your pen, take your journal, write down anything. If you need to pause the video, just write down whatever came to you. So important that we pay attention to these things, and also that we don't take them for granted, and that we don't think that we are always going to remember them because it's not really that way. And it's beautiful when we can really look at our journal and see and go back to it and see where were we a couple of months ago, and have we been really making the change that we wanted to, like really reevaluating ourselves, because that's the biggest job that we have. Here we came to learn about ourselves. That's the most important task that we have. That's the most important task that our children have. That's the most important task that we all share. And it's a very different task for each one. So, if you've written down your experience, anything that came to you, we're going to start our ritual. And this is going to be very simple. So I ask you guys to bring some toilet paper. Really, I like to spend very little. So I'll try to write my intentions for release in this one piece. If you want to use more, however you prefer. Now, what are the things that I have realized today, or that I actually know for a while, that I want to release tonight, that I want to ask for the help of the full moon to release in this moment? So anything that comes to you, you're gonna write down, okay? And if you need, you may pause this video so that you can take your time and really write those things down. And when you're ready, you can come back. Now that you have your intentions in the paper, we're just going to breathe into them. So what we want to is we're going to read, every single thing that we want to release. And we're going to release it in that way, with our breath, We're gonna really release all of those things into this paper with the help of the air that is one of the elements that we are working with today. Now we want to fold a little bit, maybe our paper, and we want to have our bowl ready. Okay, so first of all, we're going to thank all of these things that we are releasing today, because at their time we needed them. We came to help us, to protect us, probably, or just to teach us a lesson. And now that we feel that we've learned our lesson and that we are ready to step into our own selves and to create our own reality and to create our own beliefs, now we are able to release this, and we thank all of the beautiful beings in this universe for helping us. Thank the moon, we thank the sun, we thank the air and the fire for helping us release this today and open space for new beliefs, for new things in our lives. Now we're going to burn these intentions. Then you want to just place your paper inside of your bowl. Just allow it to burn. And then I invite you just to look at it. Sometimes we see things and we receive messages in very different ways. I really love how the toilet paper burns. It creates all these shapes, and you can really pay attention to it and see what messages come for you. The more connected you are, this whole ritual just brings about the lessons and the things that your soul needs you to know at this moment. Another thing can be just looking at the shape at the end of what you burn, what you end up with. Something that makes sense to you, something that means something. Maybe there's like a little word that you get to see still. Anyway, so each one of us can really bring about our intuition and learn from this ritual. Now that we have released these things, really we're going to cleanse ourselves. If you guys have whatever you're using to smudge yourselves, we're going to use that and just smudge. Allow all of these energies to move. I'm ready to begin with our affirmations. We are ready, and we have written down our affirmations. We're going to continue with this throughout these 7 days, if you can, if it's throughout the 15 days until the next portal, so that you can use this energy as much as possible. All right, so this is it for today, and I thank you so much for coming, for being here, for sharing your energy. If you would like to donate, I'm going to leave some links in the description below. Thank you so much, and blessings and light and love to all of you. Happy full moon in Libra.